This podcast is intended for informational purposes only and should not replace professional mental health care. If you are in crisis, please contact your local emergency number or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Hello Human, your resource for grounded guidance and staying connected with yourself and others in these digital times. I am Dr. Joy.
And I am Aaron Jones, LMFT.
And as you can see, we have an in-studio guest. This is Dr. Jacqueline Robinson, who is an executive coach and organizational consultant specializing in transformational culture change for thriving, resilient workplaces. She spent years at Gallup coaching leaders across sectors, including Fortune 500, big tech, healthcare, and higher education, and co-hosted Gallup's Clifton Strengths podcast on leadership and workplace well-being, a contributor to Forbes Coaches Council and Gallup's Well-Being at Work bestseller. She brings deep expertise in engagement, strengths-based development, and organizational growth. You out here doing things.
Lots of things. Hello. Welcome in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Welcome on the
much
show.
for being present.
Yes.
Yes. Let's get into this because I feel like you're gonna have so
ready.
much valuable juiciness to give us. So we want to jump right into our topic today. We're talking about how to stay informed without going insane. If you are at all connected to what's going on in this world, then you know it's a lot. Right?
A lot
And as
all
much
the
as we
time.
want to stay
All the
in the
time.
know, it's like it's too much.
Yes.
It's
yes.
too much. So how are we
Baby
going to do
bites.
it? So this is what we're going to talk about today, but y'all know how it goes by now. Before we get into the topic, we got to check in. So what's
All
our
right.
temperature check for the
All
day?
All right, temperature check is a segment that we do when we just kind of check in on each other and see how the week went, prior to and leading up to the podcast. So today is kind of simple. I've been thinking about how, it's rainy here. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of weather going on. Lots of things we mentioned before happening in the news. And we were thinking about the topic of staying informed without going insane. Question is real simple.
Yeah.
All right. I was listening to New Edition this week.
Oh.
Can you stand the rain? I know we all in the same, we all close. I don't know how old we are, but we all close enough. So, my
The New
question.
Edition range.
Yeah, we in the range. We in the range. I was smaller, some are older, we're in the range though.
Okay.
So I was just listening to it, jamming out as the rain was falling, as you do in a concert.
R&B.
Just keep
R&B
it.
moment.
Just keep it. You
Gotta have
do it.
those.
So, and I was thinking, man, when the rain pours, who do you call? Right? When it's coming down in your life, when things are happening, when you feel like you're unraveling just a little bit, who do you call? And can that person stand the rain?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the temperature check. Okay, Jacqueline,
That's
you
a good
first.
I've got a virtual cubicle buddy.
Okay.
So we used to work together and now we don't, but we call each other virtual cubicle buddies.
Okay.
And so we voice memo anytime. It could be a podcast length, 12, 13 minutes sometimes.
Oh, wow.
We get back to each other when we can. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, but that's my person. So when it rains, she's kind of my rainbow that helps me
Oh, that's really
see the
that's
light.
really sweet.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
really sweet.
Yeah,
That
when
is
you hit
really
us in the
sweet.
chest like that, I mean, that's really sweet. I like that. That's really cool. I've had experiences like that where the best thing has come out of a job is a friendship or two. And that's happened like a lot of times, like, when I was coming up. So I get that. I appreciate that. Do you have anyone like, just personally other than professionally? Like when we think about people, what's the
my buddy.
criteria?
Yeah,
She's
she's
worked in
yeah,
working
she's
in
like
now.
a
She's
friend.
crossed over.
Crossed over.
Okay, got it,
Real
got it.
cool. I go see her.
Yeah.
But I always go back to my sisters too. I can always
Nice.
vent with them or
Built in.
whatnot. That's right.
Built
You have your
Built in
chosen
support.
family and your
Yes,
family, so
yeah,
they're
for
both
sure.
there.
That's fantastic. I love
Thank
to hear
you.
that.
Thank you. Anything else you want to share?
Hey,
No?
you have me thinking about Missy Elliott now.
Oh.
I can't stand the rain.
I wonder. Both of them are classics. Both
Yes,
of them are
yes.
You're
classics.
not wrong about
We're
that.
doing some
Yeah,
throwbacks
both of them are
today.
classics. All right. Well, thank you, Jacqueline. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Joy, coming to you.
Man.
When it's raining,
Yeah.
who do you call?
I have some sister friends who really have been there through some storms. Okay. Like really. And I mean, I'm talking like since we 90s with it.
Yes.
Since the 90s, since the 1900s.
Wow.
These women have been there
I
for
know.
me.
Yes.
Since the 1900s. And I am so grateful for them. And they are the ones that I think, I mean, and my mom.
Mm.
I met your mom.
My mom is like,
Her
she's
mom be
gonna always
momming.
be
Your mom be
her mom.
momming.
She be momming
Aw.
hard
Yeah.
too.
Nice.
She's so
Shout out
supportive.
to
And
her.
she's so
Shout
happy to
out
be
to
there
Roz.
all the time.
Absolutely, she be
Yeah.
momming real hard.
That's
So
what's up.
I for sure call her, and my sister friends. That you know, they know like
Yeah.
when the storms hit, I don't have to fill them in all the
Yes.
backstory. It's
Mhm.
like they know all the things right there in the moment, and
Yeah.
I am incredibly grateful for the fact that yes, they can stand the rain.
That's what's up.
They can. I know that I
That's
can
what's
share. There's no judgment,
Yes.
and it's not even about fix or help or change. It's just
Yes.
presence,
Mhm.
holding the
Mhm.
space, and they are there for that. No questions asked, and I'm so incredibly
Huge.
grateful for all of them. So yeah.
Oh, thanks. You two are so sweet with it. You know, it's really. I didn't know. I never know how these questions are going to be answered, but now I'm like
Yeah.
all warm on the inside. It's nice. It's nice. It's very
Yeah.
thoughtful.
It is nice to have
Yeah,
somebody
very
who
thoughtful.
can be there for you in the rain. That is.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it is.
absolutely. One of the people that I was thinking about is a person who's been my friend since we were in third grade, and it's been a long, long time. So he was in third grade. I was in the second grade. And no matter what has happened throughout our lives, we just kind of find each other. Sometimes we're on similar paths. Sometimes we might be halfway around the world from each other. And it's not like we have to talk every day or every week, even.
Yeah.
But when I call, he's Johnny on the spot.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I love that. I love that. And I like friendships that can, I guess in a sense be a little bit low maintenance in the sense that it doesn't
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
Absolutely.
require a daily thing. But when we're
Yes.
together, we're on it. And he knows if he picks up that phone and he calls me, 9 times out of 10, I'm answering that phone.
Yeah.
And that's
I love
great.
that.
And I mean, that's been going strong for over 30 years. So it's cool. Yeah.
Those are good.
That
Yeah, it's a
Those
good
are the
one.
ride or dies.
It's a
when you
good
have
one.
them
Ride or
from
die.
Childhood.
Ride or die.
Yes.
Yes.
Because adult friendship is so different, right? Like when
Yeah.
you're that age, you're seeing this person at school or you're meeting them at work
Right,
and you're seeing
right.
them. You have a context where you're coming together
Mhm.
all the time. And it's a little bit harder in adulthood because sometimes we need our relationships
Yes.
to be low maintenance,
Yes.
as
Yes.
you mentioned.
Yes.
It's a little bit harder to form that. So when you can hold on to the ones that have formed over the
Yes.
years
Yes.
and grow together, like we understand why social support is one of the number one factors of mental
Yes.
health,
Mhm.
right? Of being mentally well. We understand why social support is that because we have the experience firsthand
Yeah.
of what these relationships mean to us, who
Yes.
these people are, and
sure.
the support that they provide and offer. So I
And
am
sometimes
grateful
when
for
we're
that.
growing up, sorry to cut you off.
No,
Like
it's all good.
sometimes when we're growing up, we're friends based on proximity. Right?
Yes.
Just like you go to church,
Yes.
we live in the same neighborhood, something like that. But I really do think, not to diminish friendships that have been sustainable through that, but I
Sure.
really do appreciate the fact that I'm able to build friendships that aren't, based off of just proximity.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That feels
Right.
really good,
Mhm.
to have those
Yes.
kind of deep connected friendships.
Absolutely. You had mentioned that you all share voice notes. Is this like sort of just asynchronous? You get to it when you get to it and you respond?
Yes. Low key, low pressure.
That's fire. That's
And you
fire.
love it when you're
That's
on a
fire.
walk with the dog or you're getting ready in the
Yes.
morning and you've got your friend that you can, listen to, or family member, and you've got their
Yeah.
little voice memo you're playing.
I like
You get back
voice
to it,
memos.
It's so
My
great.
favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's my
Get
favorite
back
thing.
when you can. I like that.
Yes.
I like that flexibility.
Low maintenance,
Low
right? Going back to
Exactly,
that when it's
exactly.
but
just
rich maintenance,
it's
right?
exactly.
That's
yes.
why I wanna
yeah,
make the
it's still
distinction
so
between that.
intentional, but
Yeah.
it's
Like being
it's
intentional.
intentional.
One of the things that I say sometimes, I have a friend who does require a little bit more,
Mhm.
right? And what I will often say to him is, I want to be fully present when we're spending time together. And so I can't offer you that right now.
Right.
As much as you want to hang out and do the things, I hear you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get a half-ass version of me if I show up today.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
I'm going to let you call it. You want the half-ass or you want to wait till I can
That's
really
a
fully
good way
be
of
present?
putting
And
it.
it's just a way to create space for both of us to understand what we need and to be honest about that and to give each other the choice. Like I can be present, but I'm going to be texting and doing because I have things I need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Or I can put the things down and be fully present and you can wait a few days. And it's really on you. Right? I'm gonna let you choose the experience you want to have. Choose your experience.
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
It's funny that you say that because I was wondering if the conversation was going to skew this way, right? Because, I'm always waiting with something in the wings to get my hands on,
Yeah.
So, okay. So in my life, all of that has really rung true. One of the things I'm working on, this is my 40th decade kind of, work. So it's going to be going on for a while. I like friendships that also have a lot of parallel play too. And what I mean by that is like, okay,
like that.
Great. I don't have to show up any kind of way. I don't have to mask. I don't have to be different. I can be busy. I can be under a deadline. But every now and again, I appreciate those friendships where can we just sit in space together and work together.
Yes.
Right? Can we just work together, be creative together? Because that really feels supportive to me, right?
Yes.
So, but I've learned that relationships can't only be that.
Sure.
Right? There definitely has to be like intention,
Right.
presence of mind. So I can't always be busy, but I have absolutely appreciated that my adult friendships are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Just like add some context to it. But okay, that's what I got. Y'all did a wonderful job, as I knew you would. I'm, surrounded by all this brilliance all the time.
Yeah, thank you.
But
right
really
back at
simple.
you.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to all the good friends out there. However
Day
you
ones.
define friendship, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all. So now that we've checked in with each other, let's talk about what this episode feels like. So today's word.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
So what we do here is we give ourselves the space to create language around how we are expressing what we are experiencing.
Yes.
Given that so much of what we experience in this world is brand new to us, we're also like, hey, maybe we need to come up with brand new language too. This is really just me taking liberty to do what I like to do.
Yes.
And we love it.
Words.
We love it here in our own little glossary together.
So,
we love it.
Yeah. So we're talking about what this episode feels like. So I'm going to share the word. And I'm going to give y'all space to guess what you think it means.
Oh, this is going to be
and
fun.
Then I'll reveal to you the definition. So this episode feels like actuescence.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This episode feels like actuescence.
Yep.
Who wants to go first? What do you think it means? I'm gonna let you go.
Nah.
You know what this is. You know what this
Why are you setting me up like that?
Because you know what this is.
You go.
Okay. Man, this is a tough one today. Let me see. Actuescence? That we said?
It's hard to even frame, isn't it? Because I have the essence or the feel.
Okay.
Of it
Okay.
is, and
So
I'm like, how do I put that in words?
Yes. The words are action, intuition, and essence. Those three words together. Action, intuition, and essence. Those are the three words that I mashed up to make this. So if that helps with context, what do you think it means?
Well, doing something got to be in there.
Doing something. You got to be doing something somewhere in there. Action. That's fair.
Action and intention. Those are both in there.
Okay.
Right. So I can guess that in order to really get the essence out of something, I have to be intentional with my action.
Okay.
Am I close? Am I close?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See, now you got to follow that up.
Oh, now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I have the three words right there. I'm going to go with when you lean into your intuitive sense, your intuition,
Yeah.
your value system, what's giving you energy,
Mhm.
which might be that essence piece, then you're led towards action in a way that feels
Okay.
very meaningful and intentional to you.
See,
See, this is why y'all my people.
now, you know what I mean?
This is why y'all my people.
I love this. I love this. I love this.
Both of y'all are actually very close.
Okay.
So the
Ooh.
official definition, as per me,
Mm-hmm.
is that actuessence is the state of your inner knowing, your awareness, and your action being in harmony.
Oh, yeah. We were on the
Okay.
You
cusp.
were right
Yeah,
there.
we were.
It
We were
was
just-
right there.
We were.
It is
Right by
about
the finish
alignment.
line.
It is about what do I believe, what do I think, and what am I
know
doing,
what?
and how are those things aligning?
Yes.
Knowing you, I should have gone there immediately. Why am I second guessing myself? I know who you are. Second guessing myself. That's a wonderful word. That's a wonderful
Thank
word.
It
you.
I like that.
is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, how would you use actuessence in a sentence? Or is there another word that you might use to describe what it
Mhm.
is we're trying to get at with this word? Let us know in the comments. Actuessence. I think this
Actuessence.
might be my favorite
like
one.
that.
It's a
It
good
just
one.
feels
It
good.
It's a
does.
really good one.
Okay, it feels good.
Soothing.
All right. So, as we discussed earlier, we're talking about staying informed without
Mhm.
going insane. And so, we've been talking a lot in the episodes leading up to this about your
Mhm.
inner compass. You mentioned in your guess of the definition about values.
Mhm.
We've spoken so much about values and virtues and principles and this inner compass, the things that we use to guide us, to guide our
Yes.
decision making and our actions, right? And so we've been talking about that. But the thing about a compass is that the whole point is to help us navigate the world around us,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? It's to point us in the direction that we ought to go in based on where we intend to end up,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
so, as much as we want to talk about the calibrating that inner compass, we want to also think about what does it mean to act on it once it points us where to go.
Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
how are we considering what that means, especially as social beings, right? And we think
Yes.
about,
Yes.
you know, sometimes it can feel uncomfortable to act on what it is we know we need to do for whatever the
Yes.
number of reasons are. So we want to talk today about like how are we staying connected to the things that are happening around us so that we can know which direction we should go in, but doing so in a way that still allows us to feel grounded, to feel connected,
Mhm.
feel aligned, feel in harmony,
Mhm.
feel congruent. We used this word
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
with all the things that matter to us and all the things that we intend to do. So
Yeah.
what is that bridge? And we want to talk about some of those things today. So I'd love to hear some ideas when you think about how are you staying connected to what's happening in the world in a way that is meaningful to you so you do feel informed,
Mhm.
but you're also like not all the time.
Mhm.
I can't get every notification. I don't want to read every
Yes.
tweet or whatever it
Mhm.
is, right?
Mhm.
So what are
Yes.
some things that you do to help you stay connected?
I like tapping back into the community
Mm-hmm.
at that local level. What can I do to create impact, or what can I do to absorb information?
Mm-hmm.
I think first and foremost is not consuming without intention,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to just take in any information, but how am I being intentional about what I consume? And so
Yeah.
oftentimes it does start at the local level or the type of work I do. And then plugging in, what is some continuing education I could get involved in where there's an expert that knows what's happening in that field and I've got science behind it
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
or research behind it,
Mm-hmm.
or within the community, what are ways that I want to support where I don't just have to listen to what's on fire, but I can see where there's, faith and effort and
Sure.
intention being put in. And, we just attended an event on Friday that was supporting small businesses that were impacted by fire. And so just seeing their resiliency, I think, is another way to turn something that was a terrible event that happened in LA
Sure.
Mhm.
back on the flip side, to see the resiliency that small business owners have and people that lost their homes have, and how can we support through mental health services or well-being services. So I think those are just some of the ways where I look at where I can lean in.
You mentioned
And learn.
a piece about specifically about being intentional about like how you consume. Can you give us an example of like what is one way that you sort of say, I know I want to check in with what's happening, but I want to be
Mhm.
intentional about how I engage with this information.
Mhm.
What is a specific thing that you might do to go about that? How does that show up for you?
Mm-hmm. It could be going back to the school days. Where can I get some research on it? So let me go to
actually,
the
yes. Sure.
let me go to a foundation. There's I think about the alumni associations. So at universities where they've got speakers, or they have even the APA, the American Psychological Association, how they release the big 6 items that are in the news right now. Research based, where we're hearing from those that are in the profession say, this is some of the research that I've just done. This is what's happening with the state of loneliness in youth, or what's happening with women in the workplace. I'm coming from Gallup. I'll absorb a lot of information from them as well, where they're releasing perspective papers, sometimes quarterly, sometimes every 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to absorb, though. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, like, it's a lot to absorb, you know, coming from that background. It almost seems like it's hard to just dip your toe into something on social media without the pull towards the abyss, right?
Yes.
I would imagine it sounds like, you know, falling down rabbit holes is probably something that happens for you, especially with things that are like research based.
It could be. But to your point too, I love that you brought up social media, because if you're not even aware of the content you're curating that's showing up on the walls.
And that's why I asked that question.
So I do not get a content in that realm from social media. It's always more, I mean, if you looked at my account, it'd be like musicians and positive affirmations.
More like your interests and hobbies and things like that. So less news focused.
Success motivated or things. Mindset.
I don't want to follow the people who are talking about these things, because these are not the resources that I want to be engaging with to get this type of information. And that is part of the intention, right?
Yes.
And what I was going to say is what I hear you saying is part of your intention is, who am I getting this information from?
Yes.
So it's not just what is the information or how frequently am I getting the information. It's also who's delivering it. Do I trust them? Are they credible?
Yes.
Or do they have something about who they are that allows me to feel comfortable trusting what it is they have to say about whatever this is that they're talking about. So checking in with, who are my sources? And I love you said the roundup of 6 things that the APA is doing. I think that's fantastic, actually.
Yes.
Because that is a great way to compound. And I'll share a little bit more about, like, I've started to read the news instead of watching or listening.
Yes.
Because it kind of strips the emotion out of it.
Yes.
And you can just read the information.
Yeah.
And I tend to kind of wait till it rises to the top, whatever the top stories are. Because if you try to get it as it comes in real time, especially with journalists who are such in a rush for ratings to get the story out first. They don't always have complete stories. They don't always have true stories. They don't always have the facts. So if you're getting it in bite-sized pieces as it comes in, and you're just constantly getting that gut punch of like, oh, and what happened? And they said what? And who did? It's just, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
So having that roundup is incredibly helpful to just get like, what are the things I need to know? And how am I getting the information without all the emotion that somebody might be putting on it because of their own perspective or their own biases or whatever?
Or just based on what's going on is, you know, some pretty emotional things, right?
Also that.
And for me, when I am consuming anything on social media and I notice that I'm being activated, that's when I know it's kind of time to either take a break, which is harder to do. Or, you know, for me, I'm a big proponent of like researching things and then forwarding messages or elevating messages that I think need to be elevated. So sometimes I do get a little bit of release on sharing that information, but I am very, very tuned in to what makes me feel emotionally charged because it's hard to kind of release that sometimes. And, you know, since the news is so global in essence, it's hard to determine where I can make an impact, right? So I'm just mindful of those things. I'm still, you know, trying to do my best just like everyone is, but I am mindful for when these emotions stir up that I actually need to do something with them and move them around or disengage.
Yes.
I love that.
I do too.
And this speaks to the mindfulness that we have continued to come back to as a cornerstone of this show is like, you've got to be checking in and being aware of how you are responding to things, not to judge yourself or to try to shut
Yeah.
it down or any of
Mhm.
those things, but just to notice so that you can make the right move
Yes.
in terms of how you are engaging and
Yeah.
with and interacting with this material. So you mentioned a couple of like staying really close and connected to communities. And one thing that I love about what you're saying, Jacqueline, is making sure that you're getting your information from educated and credible sources. And that's specifically around like research and just more of the, I would say, like learning side of things,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of spaces. We've got lectures on tap,
Yes.
right? Which
Yes.
is, I've been trying to, have you heard of this?
Yes. I needed
have
to
been
come
trying
to
to
Las
get
Vegas.
in.
It
Yes.
sounds
Oh, it's not
like
in Vegas.
something
Not
that I need
yet.
to
Not yet.
get
Okay.
on top of.
It- yeah.
Lectures on tap.
It is literally
Yes.
lectures in a bar.
Yes.
Okay. I need that.
Perfect,
My
like
favorite
date
is
night
thing
kind
in
of
the world.
thing,
It's such a
solo
great
thing,
idea.
friendship thing.
It's
Yes.
such a great idea.
Oh,
Yes.
I need that.
Yeah, it
Yes.
started
That's
in New
awesome.
York, I guess.
Yes.
They've started to expand. It's come to LA a few times. When I tell you it sells out immediately,
Yeah.
I have tried several times
Oh,
to get
wow.
tickets.
Yes.
And they have all kinds of experts and people from a range of different fields talking about all kinds of things.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's literally a lecture series that happens in a bar.
It's the
I love
coolest
it.
thing.
That is
I
brilliant.
love that.
Coolest
Meet
thing.
people
I
where
love
they
that.
are.
I love
Yes.
that.
Right?
That's a great
It's like a
idea.
TED Talk in a bar. but
Yes.
That's a great
the way
idea.
that they're so creative around it. And they
Yes.
might talk about astrophysics, but in a way that's just, it's
Yeah.
where any of us could
How
understand.
do I
And it's in
not
such a
know
cool
this?
way.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Oh, it's
so
my new favorite
fascinating.
thing already. I'm on it.
Yes.
I'm on it.
I
I'm on
know.
it.
Look
I'm on
it up.
Yes,
I'm
and
on it.
speaking of
folks.
TED Talks in a bar, it's also TED Talks are a great resource that you can, there's tons of TED Talks on all kinds of things.
Yes.
You can go to the TED website, type in whatever you're looking for, and likely find something. Even if it's not up to the minute recent,
Mm-hmm.
it is usually somebody who has a grounded perspective rooted in some kind of formal education, learning, study, etc.,
Yeah.
that can offer some insight around things. And a lot of times, especially with the TED platform, it's really just about like getting you to think about things in a different or new way. And sometimes
Okay.
that's all we need. We just need a perspective shift that can help us navigate things that are coming up in ways that maybe we wouldn't otherwise necessarily feel as comfortable doing.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Like, what are some of the places where you look?
Actually, I do. I am such a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like I am stuck in the habit that I was in graduate school where I read a lot of academic articles.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know why I love doing that. I mean, I think I like the challenge of breaking it down.
Okay.
Mhm.
But in my opinion, I think it's the best, easiest, quickest way to get the most up-to-date information that's actually credible and useful.
Mm-hmm.
Although they can be a little bit challenging to read and get through, a little bit dry. But I'm kind of bookish, I like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm on my nerd game.
And the
I
abstract's
really
good.
do like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I am able to take that and then kind of break it down and make it useful. But I kind of like the challenge of it. I'm one of those kids that grew up reading the encyclopedia and that kind of stuff. Like the nerdiness goes
Also
back.
Same.
So I like the challenge of it, but also I like to be closer to researchers. I work with a lot of
Yes.
researchers. I know how passionate they are about what they are researching and how hard it's been, quite frankly, since the pandemic to be a credible researcher and not feel threatened and attacked. And I like to stay as close to them as possible. They're working professionals, lovely people a lot of times. And that's where I get it from,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of where I stay connected to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in this day and age, it's important to engage in these kinds of materials to also activate the critical thinking piece.
Yes.
Because so much of the information we receive is emotionally charged and it's designed to be that unless you are intentional about adding in an element that requires you to digest the information,
Yes.
make sense of it, synthesize
Yes.
it, consider how it applies to you, what it might mean for how you show up in the world. If you don't insert that, you can find yourself kind of wandering around, responding to, trying to keep up with,
Yes.
and being
Yes.
pulled into
and
all kinds of
emotionally
things.
charged
Yes.
because
Absolutely,
most of
absolutely.
the information tends to skew negative, and
Yeah.
that's really what leads and gets ratings. So we have to be aware of that, and we've been talking about that just all season long in this
Yeah.
first season to really help normalize this experience for a lot of people. You're not crazy. It's designed to make you
Yeah.
emotionally
If
charged,
it
and we're
bleeds, it
trying to help
leads.
you deal with that.
If it
Yes.
leads, it leads. And this is that, I think even acknowledging that is incredibly helpful. the intention, right? The goal is often ratings or clicks or views and
Yes.
shares and all of
Yes.
that. So when you understand that that is the goal of a lot of this content,
Yes.
not to inform you with facts and truth and
Yes.
that's not often the goal, right? And so even just remembering that when you read or encounter something, whatever, however you consume it, recognizing that a lot of these sites and things are designed and skewed towards getting the views, right? I always say
Yeah.
views are values, clicks are currency in this world. And
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's a
is
good
what
That's
one.
good.
Yes.
is what
That's
what people are
absolutely what's
aiming for.
happening.
And so you are looking for some sense of how to make sense of this. And they're like, long as you clicked it, if you stayed on here for more than 2 minutes, we got you, right?
Yes.
Like, and you're like,
Right.
what? So
And then
it's
the next
important.
5 or 6
Yes.
things I see
Yes,
is the
yes,
same thing
yes.
that keeps me emotionally
Exactly.
Yes.
And
charged.
then once
Yes.
you're in there, it's in your algorithm and it's going to show up everywhere you go. So
100%.
remembering
Yeah.
that as well. So with that in mind, I love what you said earlier about noticing when you are activated and making a choice about how you want to or if you want to continue to engage. So I want to move into our rooted reflection because
Yes.
this is the invitation for our audience to think about all that we've shared here and what does it mean for how they're going to take it in and what they're going to do with it, how they're going to move forward.
Yeah.
Given all we've talked about the importance of critical thinking and involving that and the importance of staying connected to community and seeing really what the need is there. The rooted reflection is, think about a time when you've just felt like, I'm just trying to keep up, but every day, right? I heard somebody on the internet say the other day, I've been off the internet for 1 day. I came back and what's going on? Right? Like, what's happening? Who did what?
Yes.
Right? And so when you have that feeling, we want to kind of check in and understand what that is. I've had it, right?
Yeah,
I've had
yeah.
that
That
moment
is
where
true.
I'm like,
You know, it's like the ocean.
You
You don't want to turn your back on it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard. It's hard to pull away.
That's right. That's right. But it's important that we do have this sort of awareness. So we want to invite you to consider when you are feeling that. First of all, what signs do you notice? How does that show up in your body or in your thinking or in your behaviors or interactions with others? How does that overwhelm show up for you? And if you can catch it earlier on the brink of it, then that's fantastic, right? So noticing that. Also, what actions can you take to reverse course, right? So once you notice that you are activated or overwhelmed, do you have the person you can call
Yes.
the process? Do you
Yes.
have the embodied practice that you can use? What do you have that you can rely on or look to help you navigate those moments? And then again, who in your circle or community do you trust to help you stay grounded? Right? Who's your people? Find your
Those are a
people.
lot of good questions.
Yes.
Find your people.
Find your people. Find your community.
So before we close out, I want to invite you if you have any other reflections or thoughts that you want to share.
I love that. As you were talking, what it reminded me of, especially as we think about whenever you feel activated, it's like, what are you feeling? Label what that feeling is. What do I know to be true about this? Gather that context. Are we catastrophizing, or do you know that there's something factual about what was said?
Sure.
And then what's that next step for you to get that clarity that you need, or to just kind of regulate your system again? And I love that we circle back to friends or family or community. Who do you have that you can just kind of regulate with?
Yes.
I like that word.
And feel safe again.
Yeah, I like the word.
Yeah.
I like the word. Well done. Well done.
Yes. And how about you?
Well, not to echo everything that has been said, but it does feel good when I can feel connected to others. I don't always seek out support from people. I'm introverted and I kind of a bit of a loner, but it is nice to know that people are available. When I call, when I text, when I reach out, people are responsive to me, and just remembering that, because sometimes we get caught up in our own stuff and we think we're bothering people or something like that. And,
True.
Your friends and people, they love you. They want to check in with you. They want to hear from you. And sometimes it's important to remind myself that I got to come outside every now and again.
That is so
I gotta
true.
come outside sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Facts. If left to my own devices, I'll stay inside. I got to come outside.
It just feels so much easier to just
come out sometimes.
And it is true. It is easier to just kind of completely disconnect and say, you know what? I That's fine.
Yeah.
Not for me. Not today.
But
Not today,
long
Junior.
term.
Not
today.
today.
I'm out today.
You outside.
I'm outside today. We're
Yes.
talking. We're chatting.
Yes.
We're in this space, and it feels
Mhm.
good. So great
Yeah.
episode.
Well, thank you so much for being present with us. Before we
Thank you.
go, we want to leave y'all with this. Until we meet again, hold on to this truth. And it is, I take action on what matters most. So after you've taken stock and you've felt all the things, you've checked in and you've read and all the things,
Yes.
what's going to inform how you move forward? And just remember, you don't got to do everything,
Right.
but you can do something. I take action on what matters most.
All right.
Until next time.
Until next time.
That's good.
See y'all later. Thank you.
Yes.